Alright guys, my name is Vince and today I'm going to be going over a bug catching event that is I haven't really done a video on this or like talked about it whatsoever, but it happened, so I was like, hey, this is my team right here. I got Magnezone, Kingdra, Ghastly, or not Ghastly, Gengar, Steelix, Scizor, and Zapdos. I'm just going to be going through, the video will just be going through all of the catching, but I'm just going to be talking about my team basically. So I have the Magnezone is really good. So basically, the Magnezone has Thunder Wave and Flash are the main ones. Thunder Wave is obviously for the status effect, and then the Flash for the accuracy drop. So basically, status, if you guys don't know, it raises your chances of catching or like your catch rate dramatically. And for this, you really don't need to get it all the way down to 1 health for every single thing. But I haven't done bug catching in a while because they've just really slowed down the amount of times they do the event. So in the very beginning of the clip, I did show you that it'll be in the top right corner after I catch this. It'll be in the top right corner. It's a little pink Shellos. But basically that gives you like extra rewards and stuff. I usually just hunt for those. But but the one place that you do want to go for is it's like the Weather Institute, because it has like 13 legendaries that you can get there, and that's where you get most of your points. But usually you want to go through the whole thing first because you get like 5 or 6 boss battles or something like that, or boss stages, and you're guaranteed a legendary there. So that's a free 1,000 points. So just run through the whole thing, and make sure you catch them. But yeah. Back to my team. So I just talked about the Magnezone. Um, for legendaries, I do always do like the six flashes or the 6 accuracy drops, and then get them down to 1 health. But sometimes I'll do the screeches for the false swipes to make it easier to get it down to 1 health. I know eventually Mewtwo will show up, and I did the screeches there. But I use the Scizor for the false swipes, and that's basically it. I don't really use Scizor for anything else. Um, but I also have the Kingdra. Kingdra used to be what I used for Magnezone, but I just use Magnezone now because he's more of a tank. Plus, he doesn't really have anything to damage it. So, Kingdra has like the sniper ability, and it's a pain killing half the things that that you see. But Kingdra is actually really good for like catching a majority of the things. So like, um, let's see, like Aerodactyl and uh, Moltres and like a bunch of stuff in the story mode. Kingdra is insanely good for that because it resists everything, and it can also lower the accuracy, and then Dragon Breath can also paralyze them. So it's all really good when it comes to stuff like that. So that's what I used to use Kingdra for that. But if my Magnezone dies before I get all six accuracy drops on, I'll use my Kingdra for the smoke screen. But they pretty much go coincide with each other. Um, I have Gengar for the hypnosis and for uh, attacks that do recoil damage, like takedown and like submission and stuff like that, because it doesn't get affected by it. Um, I usually carry something with fake out for like things with outrage or something, because that, or like pedal dance, because that confuses them after, and if you flinch them, it stops the attack. So but sometimes it doesn't really work. So here I was just running the Zapdos for recovery. So like if all of my other mons died, then I would just use the Zapdos to recover and stuff like that, while I catch it, hopefully. But the rates are increased in bug catching, um, so chances are you'll pretty much catch everything other than um, unless it like takes out your whole team. I don't really know why it would, but you should be fine. But I then also have Steelix on there. I use him to tank because of his defense stats. They're insanely high. Sometimes I replace Gengar um, with uh, with Giratina, but that's really not ideal anymore um, because of like the whole hypnosis thing. I'm starting to like the sleep more than the paralysis. I mean, the paralysis is mainly good for the bug catching when you're trying to catch things, um, bec- because the rates of catching certain things, certain legendaries when it's not in bug catching is pretty low, and you need them to save their PP, because if you don't, then they're just going to use struggle and kill themselves. So you don't want that to happen. So uh, faster sleep powder ones work really well um, when you're catching things from bugles. Um, but I think that's pretty much it for sleeping. Um, a bunch of the people from my guild, it's really good strategy. Just I don't have a focus sash. Um, you put a focus sash on like Staravia or something like that, and you let it take you down to 1 health, and then you use Endeavor, and it works every single time. Like it's really good. For like bugles, you like send out a sacrifice, and then you use the spray to prevent it from running away, and then you send in the Staravia or Starly or Talo or whatever you want to use with the focus sash. Let it take you down all the way to 1 health, and then use Endeavor, and then you're good to go. That like saves a bunch of turns from like PP stands for bugles, but it really just speeds things up for bug catching, which really you don't even need to get a majority of the things down to 1 health, um, because I don't know, because the rates are so high that you just like could damage it a little bit, or sometimes you don't even need to damage it that much. You can just put a status on it. So like all the commons, like let's say like Azurill and maybe like I'm trying to think of like common ones. Doug, Diglett, like stuff like that. You can just status it and then throw a ball, and then you'll be good to go. But for other things, like I would say like quite rare, you would just damage it a little bit and you'll be fine. Um, for epics, I would probably status it, and after you status it, damage it a little bit. I think that would be safe. I mean, you could just damage it a little bit. You don't really need to status it at all. Um, but you'll be fine with catching that way. And then for the legendaries, I usually go 1 health and status. I take all precautions with the legendaries because I don't know, it's a lot of points, and especially if you use like the the like double points cards, you don't want to waste those. So, um, but yeah, it's really good to do bug catching because the rewards are really good. Like for first place, you get a mega, which is insane, but it's not the greatest when it's like um, when it's like cross server, so you can get beat out extremely easily. Like if you don't spend gems in like double points cards and stuff like that. Um, but uh, but you get like a bunch of candies from it, and you can get like Udamon, um, shard packs for like bugles and stuff. So it's very good to do. I should probably actually be doing it right now. I think I'll probably do it before I go to sleep. But I mean, I'm trying to think of what else there's to say. So yeah, so basically always carry a sleeper, faster ones. Sleep powder is probably more ideal, and like spore because it doesn't miss. But you just need to make sure that you're like faster, or you can take a hit. You know what I'm saying? So like Burloom speed up, or like a skip loom, or whatever the evolved form of it is. I don't know if there is an evolved form of skip loom. I'm actually not sure. Um, I think there is. I mean, I need to look this up. But like sleepers is good. You always want a ghost type because you don't want them to kill yourself or kill themselves. um, but the only thing you really need to worry about is probably like feint attack and stuff like that because it doesn't miss. But that's only if like your team is weak to feint attack. But it really doesn't matter when it's in bug catching because bug catching is fairly easy. This Rayquaza was being a pain because I really did not want it to kill itself with the confusion after the outrage. I just went for a taunt here just because I don't know why. Um, but uh, but man, I was like really scared that it was gonna hurt itself and kill itself. Like I let it live on 1087, and it ends up like getting itself like really low after hitting itself with confusion. But that's pretty much all I have to say. Other than that, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, and be sure to drop a like and subscribe. If you are new, it will be greatly, greatly appreciated. But yeah, guys, my name is Faints. On behalf of Master Guild Server 39, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.